Our big focus, Israeli skies, well, they were streaked with a bunch of Iranian missiles yet again, amid a spiraling conflict between the two nations. Iran missiles were incoming and sirens were heard in Jerusalem, the Israel army said, even as several videos showed missiles over the skies of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and several of them being intercepted by Israel's air defense system, as is clear through some visuals. Israel launched retaliatory airstrikes on Iran, activating air defense systems in the southwest region, local media has been reporting. In fact, what you see on your screens, this is the latest round of attacks in the biggest ever confrontation between the long-standing enemies that have killed scores of civilians and also raised fears of a wider conflict as we speak. The US President, Donald Trump, has told a news network that the United States could become involved in this current Israel-Iran conflict and that he would be open to his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, being a mediator. Mohammad Ghazali has been tracking all the finer developments for us. He joins us live at the moment with the latest updates. Ghazali, take us through the latest. And is this just tit for tat, or are we already in the middle of a full-blown regional war?
First, the latest update is that Iran has just launched a barrage of ballistic missiles towards Israel, towards the city of Haifa, Tel Aviv, Bani Brak, one of the neighborhood in Tel Aviv city, as well as towards Jerusalem. Though the Israeli aerial defense system is intercepting missiles, incoming missiles from Iran, but there are reports of multiple hits in different cities. Now, coming to your second question, that are we into a full-blown war, or will it escalate further? What we can pick up so far due to the trends of what is happening in the last 3 days is that we are already into the mid of a full-blown war. And why it is not going to de-escalate very soon? One, because as far from Iran's point of view, it is an existential threat for their government, because if they don't continue to respond, perhaps the internal political pressure on Mr. Khamenei and his regime will certainly increase over the coming days. When it comes to Israel, they have started the war. They want to dismantle the entire nuclear program of Iran. Before that, they will also not stop. And as far as US is concerned, if Mr. Trump intervenes now and doesn't dismantle or weaken Iran, he will be remembered as one president who allowed Iranian regime to develop a bomb and let it pass through. So all three of them, though if we are going through all the statements coming from different stakeholders, it will appear that perhaps there will be mediation and perhaps this war will stop. But all the three parties are into it, and they are getting a direct attack onto each other, despite Mr. Trump changing his tune every day. First, he said that Iran will sort of suffer.
Ghazali, at this point, what are the geopolitical experts indicating? Is Trump playing peacemaker or puppeteer, as some analysts argue? Who's really calling the shots here?
See, Mr. Trump is sending mixed signals as usual. On one day, he will be very harsh on Iran. The very second day, he says that US is not involved in the attack. The very next moment, he will change his tone to say that they are fully coordinating with Israel on this attack. And now he says that Iran will have to suffer before the peace talks begin. Iran has already lost the trust on the US because the entire attack by Israel was launched in between or amid the negotiations which are going on between US and Iran. So as of now, Iran has categorically rejected of any talks until Israel stops its attack on the Iranian territory.
Ghazali, do stay on with us as I brief our viewers about India's latest statement as well. Amid the current tension, India is taking precautions. Well, India is mulling the evacuation of its nationals from Iran as this West Asia crisis deepens. According to estimates, India has about 3,000 to 4,000 of our nationals in the country. Many of them are Kashmiri students. Ghazali has been tracking the latest as far as this is concerned too. Ghazali, we're given to understand that India is considering evacuations from Iran. Take us through the latest response.
So the Indian government or the Indian embassy in Tehran has spoken to and is communicating with the Iranian government there to allow a safe passage to our students who are stuck there towards the Armenian border. Our own External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, has already spoken to his counterpart in Armenia. They both also met in France in one of the think tank summits over there. So the communication is going on. They are only they are looking for coordination from the Iranian authorities, because not just the capital city of Tehran, but other areas of Iran are under intense attack from Israeli airstrikes, and they're not distinguishing between civilian or military infrastructure. So in that case, our own students, largely from the state of Jammu and Kashmir, are stuck in different places. Mostly students from Kashmir or from India go to Iran for medical studies. They are enrolled in different medical universities for its medical courses in different universities in Iran. So they are stuck in different places, but Indian embassy, in coordination with local authorities, is relocating them within the country to safer locations until they get an easy exit towards the Armenian border. They are also the Indian authorities are also in touch with the local community leaders for the welfare and safety of Indian students.
As always, Ghazali, thanks so much for joining us with a quick update on this matter as well. As my colleague Mohammad Ghazali is reporting, India has about 3,000 to 4,000 of its nationals in the country, many of them Kashmiri students. In fact, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir had spoken to India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar to discuss the safety of Kashmiri students as well in the war-torn country. We have some reactions from students reacting to the current situation there. Listen in.
एट दिस पॉइंट हमारे जो भाई हैं तेहरान यूनिवर्सिटी के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनकी बॉयज डॉम के नजदीक ही हमला हुआ है एंड दे हैव आल्सो बीन अफेक्टेड बाय द अटैक और कुछ जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो जख्मी भी हो गए हैं सो वो हालत हमारी भी ना हो जाए उससे पहले प्लीज हमें इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए क्योंकि इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे ना हमें वाटर सप्लाई है डॉम की ना नेट इंटरनेट इज वेरी वीक इंटरनेट बिल्कुल भी नहीं चल रहा है ना मैसेज जा रही है ना आ रही है ना प्रॉपर्ली कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहे हैं हम किसी से भी और ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट अभी शायद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी चली जाएगी और उसके बाद हमारा वाईफाई भी डाउन हो जाएगा जिसपे हम अभी थोड़ा बहुत इंटरनेट चला रहे हैं और उसके बाद हम शायद बिल्कुल भी कम्युनिकेट ना कर पाए तो प्लीज आई रिक्वेस्ट LG मनोज सिन्हा NCM उमर अब्दुल्ला कि हमें जल्द से जल्द इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए.
So as I mentioned, amid the current tension, India is taking precautions and considering whether students should be relocated to safe zones. The embassy, by the way, is in touch with the local leaders. But take a look at the dramatic visuals on your screens at the moment. Israeli skies were streaked with Iranian missiles yet again amid a spiraling conflict between the two nations. The Israeli army said that Iran missiles were incoming and sirens were heard in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, this is the latest round of attacks in the biggest ever confrontation between the long-standing enemies that have killed scores of civilians and raised fears of a wider conflict as well.